Bailey Hoard and Sierra Alamilla. So welcome them to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
I'm just going to kind of go through some of their accomplishments really quickly. So we have Bailey, you are, what grade are you in?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore, and Sierra, you are?
I'm a junior.
A junior, okay. So Sierra, well, I'm going to start off by introducing you to these two. First of all, we have Bailey. She's been wrestling since you were how old?
6 years old.
6 years old. Recently, you just moved to Porterville. What was it, 6 years ago?
Yes.
And then prior to that, you were living in Jackson, California?
Yes.
Okay, so you started wrestling your career there, and then you guys moved out here and continued into high school. Perfect. And then we have you started at PHS, and then you moved to MHS, correct?
Yeah.
So freshman year PHS, sophomore year at MHS?
Yes.
Okay, and we'll get into that as we go on. This year, you were benched for half of the season due to a rib, shoulder, and finger injury.
Yeah.
Is that correct? And you still made
And you
the
still
state.
made the state.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Awesome.
a huge accomplishment.
Yep.
So congratulations to you. All right, so and then we'll get into Sierra. So Sierra started wrestling in what grade was it that you started wrestling?
Like 8th grade going into freshman.
8th grade, going
Okay.
into freshman. But
Yeah.
prior to that, you
Prior,
had
6th.
in 6th grade
Yes.
Okay.
briefly wrestled, and we'll get into that. Since then, so you're a junior. Since you started freshman year seriously wrestling, you are a 3-time EYL champ, 3-time Central Division placer, and 3-time Masters qualifier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Good-
There's a
good
whole
stuff.
list of
Yeah.
accomplishments here. I've got tournaments and placings and all of that stuff, but we'll get into that as we get into our conversation. But thank you guys for joining us. This is
Yeah.
our first
Yeah.
episode having student athletes in, and so we're very excited and happy
Yeah.
to have you
Yeah.
guys. So we'll just kind of ask some questions and kind of get a little background on you guys, and we're going to start following a lot of student athletes from Monache, Porterville, all the schools in our area,
Yeah.
different sports, and so we're very excited to have you guys on. So thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll kind of get into your guys' background, ask you guys, some kind of general questions, and kind of dig a little bit and see if we can kind of get to know you guys and some things that maybe people don't know about you guys and all of that stuff. So we'll get right into it. All right, so you have any questions you'd like to ask off to start?
No, other than
So how about we do this? What inspired you guys to get into wrestling? And we'll start with Sierra.
My dad did.
Your dad?
Yeah, he wrestled when he was in high school, and he would talk about it a lot when we were younger, but we kind of didn't pay attention to him talking about it because we didn't think it was a big deal at the time. And then...
So did you think he was kind of pumping himself up more
Yeah.
than what it really was?
Yeah.
Okay, and so you're like, okay, everybody thinks that they're
Yeah.
a sports superstar.
Yeah.
And so then you didn't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
But as you got closer to 6th grade and then
Yeah.
closer to high school, you started thinking about it a little
Yeah.
more seriously.
'Cause-
so is it just you?
Yeah, it's just me. My brother did it when he was younger, like really little, but he didn't like it, and
Oh, okay.
he didn't stick with it.
Okay.
But it was kind of a joke for me to join, and then I ended up liking it a lot. But yeah.
So your dad probably wanted his boy to be
Yeah.
a wrestler, right?
Pretty
And then all of a
much.
sudden his daughter's the wrestler
Yeah.
that's showing up the sun after all. Well, I actually happened to walk into the PHS wrestling room because I'm trying to get my son into wrestling. And I saw your dad's name on the wall there, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, that's awesome!" So,
Yeah.
you come from a strong line of wrestling history, right?
Yeah.
Your dad has his name on the wall. That's a great accomplishment, and so now you're following in his footsteps.
Yeah.
Are you hoping maybe to outshine your dad, maybe possibly?
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
the
yeah,
goal.
That's a good goal.
Yeah.
Every parent wants their kids to do better than
Oh, yeah.
them
Yeah,
anyway. So
for sure.
that'd be a huge blessing to your dad if he sees you go further than he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now that I bring that up, so you're at Monache Wrestling, and Dad was at Porterville Wrestling.
Yeah.
How did that? How is that conversation, or how does that go?
Well, when I told him I wanted to go to Monache, that was kind of like a surprise for him. He didn't want me to go, but
Like, how dare you?
Yeah, it was probably
like,
more
I
like
was-
a shot in the heart.
I was the
like,
trainer in the
oh.
family,
Yeah.
Dang.
but it was kind of more based on like academics wise and my pathway, and a lot of my friends were going to Monache, and no one I knew was going to Porterville, so
Gotcha.
I felt a little more comfortable.
Yeah,
going
for
to
sure.
Monache.
So
Yeah.
no loyalty on your part, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
No
Yeah, that's how my
loyalty.
kids are too. I went to Monache and they all went to Porterville,
Yeah.
so I feel your dad's pain. But
Yeah.
definitely, like you said, the pathways and all of those things kind of draw students into
Yeah.
into different schools.
Yeah, and it makes sense why you would go there, for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Monache's better than. Okay, I gotta stay neutral. Because we're gonna have Porterville students
We
on
are,
here too,
yeah.
and I don't want to get beat up. Okay, so definitely. But so Dad kind of inspired you. Let's jump over to Bailey. What inspired you to wrestle?
My dad also inspired me to wrestle. So whenever I was younger, I did dance, and I hated it. Like, I was not a girly girl. And so my older brother was wrestling, and my dad was a coach. And so he's like, oh, you should come try it out. And then I just wanted to spend more time with him. And then I also looked up to my older brother. So I was just like, yeah, sure, like, I'll try it. And I just fell in love with it.
Nice.
Good.
Now, wrestling is a sport. So I wrestled briefly in high school, and so I kind of understand wrestling a little bit. It can be very nerve-wracking, right?
Yeah.
Because you're on a football field, you're out there with a bunch of teammates, and pretty much most other sports, you're out there with a bunch of teammates, and you're not in the middle of a gym, especially in the duels, right? And there's times where you're in a tournament and there's mats going on all over the place, but there's also times where you're in a duel and everybody's looking at just you wrestle, right? And so how do you guys, and we'll just kind of go one at a time, how do you guys deal with the anxiety or the nervousness or the stress leading up to matches as you're wrestling in your wrestling career?
For me, I kind of just block everyone out. I listen to music and I just block everything out, and I just focus on like the match, like my match, like what I'm gonna do, what all the moves I've practiced all season. I kind of just go through everything and like just prepare myself to go out there instead of focusing on everyone around me.
Gotcha. And Bailey, how about you? How do you deal with it?
I just try to focus and come up with a game plan before my match, and then I like to listen to music and just really focus.
So isolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, in wrestling, you go to tournaments and you see guys just with headphones on, zoned out.
Yeah.
That's how it is. You know, guys
Yeah.
have girls. They're just zoned out. That's how it was for me when I wrestled too. But back in the day, we had CD players, and so it's like you had your CD player, and you had to kind of like make sure it didn't skip. And you know, and the headphones were connected, and so it was a whole different day and age back then. But that's the same thing I did. I had like the rap group that I liked, and I would listen to their songs, and it would get me into like this fight
And it
mode.
pumps
like,
you up.
pumped up, you know.
And it's relatable too. Like, you know, somebody mentioned about like going to war earlier when we were talking, we were game planning. That's kind of how it is, right? You're one-on-one, you're going to war with this other person, trying to, you know, basically defeat them. And, you know, for me personally, I never wrestled. You know, so they didn't have wrestling. I don't think they had wrestling in Strathmore when I was there in the 90s. But one thing I did do was I was in the Army for 7 years, and I was over in Iraq for a year. And one thing I used to do before every mission was isolate and put music on, and that was everybody else in our platoon. After the game plan happened, everybody, same thing, CD player, headphones on, you're focusing, you're going over the game plan, everything. You know what to do, you've done it a million times. It's just time to go out and execute. And so it's definitely relatable for sure. So it's a good,
Very similar in that way. You're going to battle.
Yeah.
You know, really,
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
I remember I had zero wrestling experience when I went into my freshman year, and so that was the very first time I ever wrestled. And I had actually Coach Short. I don't know if you guys know Coach Short. He was my wrestling coach at that time. And then Coach Williams, he was kind of phasing out. He's kind of old school guy back at Monache. And so I had some great leaders there at Monache, and it was tough. It was coming in just having like no experience, but I always was like fighting and wrestling and everything, you know, like boys usually do, you know, in school and with your cousins and all that stuff. So I did pretty good, but it was hard for me because I had a lot of anxiety, and so I only wrestled my freshman year, and I had a pretty decent record, but so I commend you guys for going, you know, sticking through it and going to state and masters, and even the duels and the rivalry duels and all of those things there. It's very it can bring your anxiety level crazy, and you have to just kind of you know, zone everything else out and kind of tune things out and just put your blinders on and focus on, like you guys said, what you're doing and what you've learned. And so hats off to you guys. That's awesome. So congratulations on your guys' accomplishments. I'm looking forward to even watching you guys as you go forward in your careers, you know.
All right. So what does a typical day of training look like for the both of you?
Well, during the season, we were both going to CrossFit, and then we'd
shout out to D's Extreme. D's Extreme. There you go.
So what time do you guys get there? Let's start with that too.
You go
I go at
earlier.
4 a.m.
4 in the
Wow.
morning.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, dedicated.
Yeah.
Then I'd go to the 5 a.m. one.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then you guys are off to school.
We go to school, and then we go to practice after school, just usually at 4 to 6, and then stay after
Okay.
practice, and then
Get those extra reps in. Get those extra
do
reps
home
in.
workouts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So every day.
3 times.
3
Wow.
times.
So you're putting in. So are you? Would you say that you guys are putting in extra time that some of your teammates or peers may not be putting in as much time as you guys?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So with the results that you've had, that's kind of goes to show that that extra work
Yeah,
sets you
it's
apart,
showing,
right?
for sure.
So I mean, kind of feeding into that question, what would you say that sets you apart from the other people that aren't as successful as you are in wrestling?
I'd say the amount of time that we put into it. We put
Yeah,
in a lot of time.
It
Yeah.
takes a lot of dedication.
Yeah.
Yeah. From where we were to like how much we've
Yeah.
progressed this year. It's amazing.
Like
Yeah.
even
Gotcha.
with like our diets and everything, like it's.
So is that
really-
5 days a
It's
week?
like a whole
Yeah.
package.
Yeah.
So do you guys train on the weekends too?
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do you have some teammates that push you guys and challenge you guys in the wrestling room as well?
Yes.
You guys ever wrestle with
Yes.
boys?
Sometimes, but we tend to get hurt more with them.
gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like practice.
Yeah. They're probably like scared. They don't want to get shown up by a girl. Probably.
Yeah.
So they're like they got to go full
Yeah.
speed and like they don't want to. They're probably trying not to go too crazy, but at the same time
They can't,
They can't
yeah.
risk maybe
Yeah.
getting beat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
pretty
go.
much.
How many teammates do you guys have on the female
Yeah.
side?
Like we almost had 20 this year, I think.
Oh wow. Okay. So there's plenty of training
Yeah.
partners for you
Yeah, a lot
guys,
of
right?
girls.
There's
Yeah.
a lot compared to last year. Last year I
Okay.
think we had like 12, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you prefer to have more teammates and more girls, or is it more like competition, or is it would you rather have more or less? What
I
do
would
you
rather
feel?
have more.
I think it's awesome to have more for sure. Like just growing the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like knowing that I love it and trying to get other people into it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for
more
sure.
practice partners too.
Yeah.
And just,
And as you kind of go up through your high school years, you kind of become like a mentor to the younger ones and
Yeah.
things like that. That must be a good feeling as well,
yeah.
right?
for sure.
Yeah,
Rewarding.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So, what would you say is the biggest challenge or adversity when it comes to wrestling for you?
Probably mentality.
I would say the
Confidence.
mindset part of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
The mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, both. I mean, I think you mentioned the diet, right?
Yeah.
Is that hard for you guys, or has it just become such a routine?
It's become a routine, but it's still hard.
Because
Like,
that would be the
especially
hardest thing for
when
me.
we're cutting.
That's
Because
Yeah.
I love to eat. I
Me
love
too.
sweets. I love chocolate. Like
Definitely.
I don't know if I could do it. So hats off
Yeah.
to you guys for sure.
Diet
Yeah.
and mentality is
Yeah.
the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I like stay on weight usually, and I'm usually under, so I don't. For me, diet's not that.
Not that big a
bad.
deal. Oh,
But
okay.
Mindset's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What gets me sometimes.
Yeah. So cheat day. What's your cheat meal?
Fast food. Fast food or
Spaghetti factory.
Spaghetti factory. Okay.
whatever my mom cooks too.
Is there one specific fast food?
I like Cane's a lot.
Canes. Oh, I love Canes. My kids too. Whenever we get a chance, they're like, "Let's go to Canes, Dad."
Yeah.
They even think we're leaving Porterville. Like, so
So
how is it balancing your academic commitments and your athletic pursuits, your practices, and all that?
It's a little challenging, especially with like back-to-back tournaments every week, especially during season. It's hard to manage everything, and I'm pretty good at staying organized because like I'm in a program where you have to be organized.
Yeah, you have to, right?
Yeah, and I kind of just focus on like doing all my work during lunch and brunch.
Time
and just-
management.
yeah.
That's good.
That's kinda
yeah,
hard.
because I mean, your grades have to be a certain level, right? Or you can't wrestle.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a necessity. Like
Yeah.
you just have to. So good.
I've gotten
good.
better at getting in the hang of it. This
Nice, nice.
I'd say I have pretty good time management, and the hard part about it, I would say, is like after being at a tournament, like all the work you have to make up. But I always make it up, and I always do the test if I miss them. But my GPA is pretty good. It's a 4.48 and
Nice.
Oh, what?
4.48.
4.48.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like,
Holy
I'm
smokes!
trying to keep on growing it, and then
It gets. You can
I know,
get better than
because I
that.
always just hear
Yeah.
4.0, right? I thought that was the
Gee.
pinnacle.
Like a 4.8. So
Wow.
Dang, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is. It's,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Trying to
then, kind of
balance,
piggybacking off of that, you guys have college aspirations?
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, so you said you're in what club or what?
I'm in Avid, so
Avid,
it's
okay.
focused on getting you to a four-year university.
okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So is that separate from a pathway?
Yeah.
So what's your pathway?
So I'm in the Multimedia and Technology Academy.
Okay.
Yeah, it focuses a lot on like media stuff, so camera stuff. And then Avid is more college based. So like my senior year, it'll help me with scholarships and FAFSA and a lot of
Okay.
stuff like that.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the FAFSA for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It helps.
I would say high school, like wrestling is just like a stepping stone for me because I still want to wrestle in college and I want to wrestle nationally and hopefully even Olympic wrestling one day.
Yeah.
So, like right now, it's just a stepping stone, and I'm gonna keep on striving for that goal and to get like the best offer I can for colleges. So with the academic part too.
So maybe a little early to talk about degrees or jobs, maybe post college and post wrestling. But do you guys have any idea on what you would like to do?
I'm kind of still searching on what interests me because, like, I've been looking into like different majors and stuff like that, but I haven't found something that
Nothing's it.
I want to do. Like, I want to strive to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm still searching.
Okay.
I've always like looked towards the medical field. Like I really want to do sports medicine. That's my goal for right now, and then wrestling in college.
So we did kind of talk over. Do you have a favorite moment in your career? Maybe making the state. I know is definitely a big moment. But was there a specific person you beat in a match, or a specific place you went to that you really that kind of stands out to you wrestling wise?
For me, my freshman year, like I mentioned, I didn't win at all my freshman year, and then I won one match, like close to postseason, my freshman year, and I remember like before that, me and my dad were like just sobbing, saying like I was never gonna win, I can't do this, and then going into my next match, I won.
You
And
won.
That's like a really memorable moment for me.
That's got to be
Yeah.
awesome.
Breaking
Yeah.
the losing streak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So up to that point, you hadn't won a match.
I hadn't won one match.
okay.
Oh,
It
that
had
was your
been-
freshman year.
Yeah, it'd been like 2 months. I hadn't won a
The
match.
weight
Wow.
lifted off your shoulders. I
Yeah.
can't imagine.
Yeah.
For sure.
And let me bounce back even further than that. So you had a bad experience in 6th grade when you were wrestling?
Yeah, I broke my clavicle bone and I quit for 2 years.
Oh man! So
Yeah.
you broke your clavicle 6th grade.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you come back, you lose. For
I lose
a
for
long time.
Yeah, even off season I was losing everything.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And so how did you get past? I mean, there must have been times where you wanted to quit.
Yeah, I did. I wanted, especially that tournament, the one that I won at, like that was kind of like my last straw. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not winning anything. And winning that match is what kind of like sparked for me to keep going and keep excelling.
I can't do this, huh? You're like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like, never mind.
Yeah.
Maybe I can.
Yeah. And you, on the same token, had a injury this year, right?
Yeah. My bicep tendonitis came out.
Oh
And
man,
so it was torn, and so that was rough because I couldn't even lift my arm up.
that sounds painful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't even lift it up, but I kept on going to the chiropractor, and so that helps me a lot. And then I've had several broken bones throughout my career so far, but I just toughened through it and just keep on grinding. But middle school, like I didn't wrestle, so going into freshman year, like I was not in wrestling shape. Like you can't just skip like 3 years and be in
No.
wrestling shape.
Yeah.
So getting through that year and then grinding this summer, like I think helps me a lot to reach my goals. And like one tournament that was also memorable, other than state, was Reno World. Like that's a fun tournament. Whenever I was
Is it?
Reno. Oh yeah.
yeah, being around that, like that was so awesome. Whenever I was younger.
It's like a big stage right back then. Huh? That's pretty exciting. And you said that there was something with your rib that injury.
Yeah, so It runs in my family. Like our ribs pop out, and so it's painful. Like it affects my breathing a lot too.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
So whenever I'm wrestling, I had to this year especially fighting through that and learn how to breathe like the right way because like I couldn't breathe like during my matches and stuff, and it's because of my rib.
Oh, wow.
And so it started popping out last year at the LA tournament, and I just like landed on it wrong, and so ever since like they just pop out.
Oh,
Wow. That's
It's
wow. So you're not just fighting your opponent, you're fighting your own body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So,
Yeah.
and has there ever been a time where you thought maybe wrestling's not for me, or have you just been all in all the time?
Well, I mean, because of like COVID, like I didn't wrestle through middle school. I went to St. Anne's, and so they didn't have wrestling. And I don't know. I guess like I took a break, and I just missed it so much. Like it was honestly so depressing, and so like once I started wrestling again, it was like like such a good feeling.
game changer, huh?
Like I love the sport, and I want to keep on growing in the sport, and hope that women's wrestling keeps on growing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. All right, so we talked about your favorite moment. So, do you guys have a funniest moment that stands out to you during your wrestling career? Whether it be a road trip somewhere, something that happened on the mat, in the training room, going out on a run, and just something that happened around your wrestling that stands out to you as like it just makes you chuckle every time you think about it.
On the way to our tournaments, we kind of just blast music and everybody just sings in the car like the dumbest songs. We'll just
Yeah.
be screaming. It's
our
funny.
lungs out.
Yeah.
Like,
Justin Bieber, baby.
Yep,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah,
Kind of it can relieve some stress on the way.
a lot of shit.
Makes
On the
us
way
not
you're going.
think about it.
Yeah, for
Even-
sure. Yeah.
Even after the tournament, say we didn't have a good tournament, we scream it out in the car. We sing.
Our coaches will find some way to like make us happy again and like
Yeah.
make us focus. Okay, our next goal, like
Mm-hmm.
even
Yeah.
if it doesn't go our way. And so that's what I love about like our team. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
is like everyone is like so supportive and like they know what you're going through, so they'll find a way to like get you out of it if you're in a bad mood
Yeah.
and stuff. And like
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
The camaraderie that you guys have, you spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
You guys go, ride in a bus or in a van somewhere, and you guys stay at hotels sometimes.
Yeah.
And
So a
so you
lot.
stay in a hotel, and you guys eat together. You
Yeah.
do things. That's something right now in this time of your life that it's going to be as adults. We try to
Oh,
relive
yeah.
that all
Yeah.
the time.
All the time.
We camp and we do other things.
Yeah.
So it's like a way of trying to find that thing that you guys have right now. And so
Yeah.
it's awesome that you guys recognize that right in the middle of it, that what you have, with the team and teammates.
Yeah. Just cherish it.
I
'cause-
try to take it all in because I only have 1 year left and it's gonna be all gone.
Yeah.
it's going by fast already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of going off of that question, is there something that each of you likes to do aside from wrestling and training and all these other things to just kind of let go and relieve some stress? And is there a sport or is there something else you like to do besides this?
I would say like the gym because
That is your outlet.
yeah, I would say the gym because it's just like I don't know, it's just like a stress reliever.
It's therapeutic for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than wrestling, so
Yeah.
it's fun and it's just like I don't know, gets my mind off of everything.
That's a good thing, and that's kind of even something that I've done, and I know that we both have done that as in our adulthood is go to the gym to get it. You go to work. We go to work every day. We do all these things. We have kids and all these responsibilities, and so going to the gym is a way to kind of escape everything. Put your headphones in or watch some videos or something while you're on the treadmill or working out, and it's a nice release like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a great hobby to have on the side. How about you? Do you have something?
For me, the gym kind of ties in with wrestling. So like aside from like physical stuff, I do I like to make videos. I like to do all that because that's what my pathway is.
pathway. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I like to do that. My friends, I look for my friends a lot of stuff. I like to hang out with them and just kind of get out of the house, get away from everything, and just be with my friends. Yeah.
Stay social.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good.
So, how about this? Mountains or beach?
Mountains.
Mountains or beach?
Beach.
Okay, how about night in or night out?
Night in.
Night in,
Night
yeah.
in. You like to be in, kind of just,
Chill.
Yeah.
have some, because you're around people all the time,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that quiet time, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. How about music? What's your favorite music?
I like country music, but whenever I'm like before a match, I listen to like super aggressive like rock and stuff. 'Cause it gets me in the zone. Like I can't listen to calm music and then go out there aggressive.
Yeah,
so I
exactly.
listen to aggressive music and then I go out there calm and aggressive. Like
So
there's like
yeah,
an inner balance.
Andrew
So that's
listens
something
to
that we
some
have in common.
aggressive
Yeah, I do.
music. What
Yeah.
what's a band or somebody that you like that you listen to?
Well, I love Chris Stapleton for country
Oh, nice.
and like Bailey Zimmerman and
And how about the hard rock
Yeah,
stuff?
the hard rock
When
stuff.
you want to go like,
like Slipknot, Korn, like
is
just
it-
like
Yeah,
super-
no, yeah, those are bands I've listened to before. Yeah,
Metallica.
yeah,
oh, there you go.
yeah.
Those
Which
are actually some like some classic, some good rock.
yeah, some good
hard
rock,
heavy
and
metal.
those are the band
Yeah.
that, and that's how mine started too. Back over in the military, just kind of that aggressive kind of rock music, just to get you pumped up. Yeah,
I
because
don't. I
Yeah.
can't listen to that because I probably would punch a wall. In my
yeah,
house.
he can't. I don't.
So I have to kind of go a little bit different route.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but how about yourself? You like music?
Yeah, I like listening to music. Like normal day to day, like I listen to like a lot of R&B stuff.
Nice.
And then for wrestling, like a lot of rap, stuff
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Newer
Same.
rap?
Yeah, newer rap. Or I listen to like what my dad will listen to. He listens to like
Dr. Dre and
yeah,
Snoop.
Cypress
yeah.
Hill.
That's like
That's the
timeless
real
stuff
rap.
right
That's
the
there.
real
rap.
Okay, that's what I was getting
Yeah.
at.
Yeah,
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to cap on the new generation rap, but, but that old school rap is like that's,
Old school
it's,
is-
it's different for sure.
It
huh?
does.
Right. So yeah, that's awesome.
all right. So there's a genie here, and he's gonna grant you one wish. What's your dream job? What dream job would you guys like to do? If you could have anything, any knowledge. Did I already ask this question? No, I didn't. I don't think so. Okay. Anything in the world. You could be the president. You could lead alpacas in the Himalayas somewhere. Any dream job you can think of, you can do it, and you'll have all the knowledge for it. What would it be?
For me, I would say being a Navy SEAL. I feel like that'd be pretty dope. And I've actually looked into it a lot, but I just want to go to college and do sports medicine. But like if I can have one job,
I support the Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
be Navy SEAL.
Yeah,
That
Navy
would be
SEALs.
awesome.
They're
Yeah.
bad. They're bad.
So, who knows? Like maybe one day.
Yeah, you're right. It's
I
possible.
haven't been a girl yet, so
Anything's possible.
that'd be pretty cool.
Oh, there's
And
never been a girl Navy SEAL?
Not yet.
Oh,
Not that I
dang.
know. of.
Really?
Yeah, I did like some research on it, and there's been like a girl that got close to it, but she didn't pass the like
Buds.
fitness part
The
of
physical
it.
fitness.
Yeah.
So
I think if a girl was gonna do it, it would be you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I support
Yeah.
that 100%
Yeah.
because you could always go back and do sports medicine at any age.
Yeah.
At a certain point in
Yeah.
your life, you're not going to be able to be a Navy SEAL.
yeah.
And so, if that's any kind of encouragement for you, and how about this question? If you're 70 years old and you've been doing sports medicine, you think there might be a chance that you look back and go, "Man, I wish I would have tried to be a Navy SEAL when I had the chance."
Maybe, yeah.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah. So, well, I support whatever you do, and going forward in your life. But the Navy SEAL thing definitely sounds super cool.
Yeah.
And Sierra supports that too. She said,
Yes, I do.
"There you go."
I
So,
think you could do it for sure.
definitely. And how about yourself?
I don't know how you would get paid for this, but like if there's a genie in front of me, I would want to get paid for like traveling the world, like just seeing
You
everything.
can do it.
You
You
can.
definitely
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah, like I just want to like see everything.
Yeah.
I watch these travel blogs, and I'm pretty sure they didn't all win the lottery. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that they are making money off their videos. They're doing it, and you
Yeah.
have the background with the video stuff.
Yeah.
All of your multimedia stuff. I encourage that too.
Yeah.
I personally, as in both of us actually, we do a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of traveling. And it's a beautiful world, once
Yeah.
you get out there.
Yeah, it is.
So,
Yeah.
the positive thing for you is that if you're traveling the world, whether it's by yourself or with somebody else, everywhere's different. The world's different, and you can get yourself in a foreign country. You can sometimes maybe feel a little out of place.
Yeah.
But
Culture
with your
shock.
wrestling background, you'll probably definitely have some confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Self-confidence when you're traveling the world,
Yeah.
knowing that the average knucklehead out there is not going to just take you down like nothing. So
Yeah.
on the contrary, you'd probably wrap up the average knucklehead that you encounter
and do a
in the
pretzel.
world, Yeah, so I encourage that too. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
That'd be really cool.
So do you guys have a favorite movie?
I actually thought of one.
Okay.
My favorite movie is probably Interstellar.
Interstellar? Oh, that's a
Yeah,
good movie.
it's a
I like
good
that movie.
Yeah.
That's one thing that interests me a lot is not astrology, but just space and the
Yeah.
solar system and our galaxy, just everything out, the black holes. Like, I love that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
it's
that
just
movie's-
like, it's hard to think about because it's like, oh my gosh.
yeah,
like,
it'll just
there's so
it'll give you a
much.
headache. Kind of, you're like,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Blows your mind. Huh?
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely. And your favorite movie?
So there's this movie that came out in the movie theaters for one day, and it was Helen Believes, and it was on Helen Morales, who's an Olympic wrestler, and she's my idol. She has been since I was like a little kid, and so I think that movie is very inspiring, and that's one of my favorites. for
Wow,
sure.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Kind of going back to the travel thing, because I love to travel. Is there one place that you can think of that if you could, like you said, had a genie here in a magic bottle, and you could go anywhere you wanted tomorrow? Where would that be?
Montana. I
Montana.
love Montana.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
Nice, so beautiful, huh? Beautiful. And yourself?
Probably Spain.
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 So, yeah. Beautiful. It's a beautiful world out there. I've been fortunate enough to travel a bit with my from growing my business and doing the things that I've done. I've been blessed to be able to travel a tad bit, and it's a beautiful world. So
Yeah.
you guys are young. You guys got your whole lives ahead
Yeah.
of you. Dream big.
Take advantage.
Yeah.
Take advantage of every possibility and anything that you have that you come across, just know in your mind that you can do it, whether it's the Navy SEAL thing, whether it's the travel blog person, you can do it, and I with even this podcast was an idea that we had, and we just said, let's just do it. I've dabbled into a few other things in my life that most of them I'm still doing in some way or form. And so you can definitely do it. Just do it. It's a different world now than it was 20, 30 years ago. Things are more possible now. Things are more within reach now. So shoot for the stars and definitely, try to die with no regrets.
There you go.
That's my advice. To the young people.
Yeah.
All right, I got one last question. So, is there one thing that you could tell our listeners that they would be surprised to know about either one of you? And it could be anything. It could be you hate pizza, right? Because who hates pizza? Everybody loves pizza. Or like for me, right? You look at me, and so like we mentioned earlier, I'm a metalhead. Like I love hard rock music, and but physically you would think I listen to rap or Spanish music or something, right? So it's a surprise to most people. Is there anything like that you could let our listeners know? Any insight? You guys, anything you collect My Little Pony figurines, or you guys
Something people
like
would
going
never guess about
I don't know, never guessed, but I'm a little bit of a nerd. I like Star Wars. I like all of that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
my
Oh,
older
okay.
brother likes all of that stuff.
Tad bit
So,
of
yeah.
a geek nerd.
A little bit.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like watching Yellowstone, and I don't know. I guess I don't like ketchup, like certain dressings and stuff.
Oh, there you
Okay,
go.
so you don't like ketchup. Okay, yeah.
I'm
Good.
weird with ketchup. I don't like it on hot dogs, but I like it on fries. But I don't like it on top of the fries. I like to dip it. I'm like some
Yeah.
weird things like that. So some little quirky things like that. But now that something just came into my mind. Do you like to shoot guns?
Yeah, I love the green shooting.
Do you?
Yeah.
I had a feeling. You said the Navy SEAL thing. You said Montana. I started thinking
Yeah, there you
hunting
go.
and outdoorsy stuff. So you like to shoot?
Yeah, I like hunting and like all that. So
Oh, that's
my
awesome.
alley for sure.
So that's kind of probably a stress relieving thing too for you, right?
Yeah.
Like go out and shoot, and I mean that's definitely something that we do as well. Is
Yeah.
Go out and shoot, and it lets off some. It just kind of lets off some steam and kind of relieves some stress and stuff like that. So that's awesome.
So just Star Wars, or you like a bunch of stuff? Marvel, DC.
Marvel, I like Marvel. I like
Yeah.
Star Wars. Let's see. I think that's it.
I like that stuff, too.
I like reading comics. I like
Oh,
all
okay.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. When I was younger, I didn't get into the comic thing. But as I got older, and my son, he
Yeah.
graduated last year. He's a big superhero. He's been a superhero kid since he's little.
Yeah.
He's a big Spider-Man fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like that stuff
Yeah.
too.
I got into
Yeah.
that because my brother, he likes all that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I kind of started liking that stuff because I'm always around it. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't call you a geek. I don't consider myself a geek, and I like it all. So
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, thank you guys
Good
for
stuff.
joining.
Yeah,
us.
thank
Is
you
there
so
anything
much.
that we
Of course.
left out that you think that you like to tell the world, or you'd like to get out there?
I don't think so.
Nothing
Can't think
you
of
can think of?
anything.
Yeah.
So when you guys go to state again, and we're going to be rooting for you guys and rooting for a win, will you guys come back and visit us again?
Of course.
And if you guys go to you had Olympic dreams, Olympic dreams, correct?
Yeah. I'd
You'd like
say
to
the
get
same.
there, yeah.
I'd like to get there.
Yeah. So if you guys go to the Olympics, will you come back and see us
Yeah.
again? Don't forget about
Or
it.
get us a press pass.
Yeah, you guys got,
Actually, get us a pass.
Exactly.
We'll go and we'll
We'll go
report
check
on you
it
guys.
out,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
We'll be all crazy and rooting for you guys with signs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
definitely don't forget about us, okay? When you guys get all big and famous.
So the season's technically over,
Yeah.
right? So not
High
till
school
next year.
season. Yeah, high
It's
school
not
season's
it's all
over.
year round.
Yeah.
There
Well,
you
you guys
go.
will be training.
Now
yeah,
we're
right?
gonna start freestyle instead of folk
Oh,
style.
are you? Oh, okay.
So you don't play no other sports for you guys, just all wrestling all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
That's the
All
main
right. Year round.
focus.
Continue the grind.
Good. Well, it shows.
Nice.
Well, it shows for
Yeah.
sure.
The hard work is
Yeah.
paying off for you guys.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The state run this year
Yeah.
fell a little bit short, but it's just more motivation to keep
Yeah.
working hard
Exactly.
and keep on doing it, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Awesome. All right,
Awesome.
guys. Well, that's, I think, concludes our interview. Appreciate you guys coming in.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
On the Grind Sports, we appreciate you guys tuning in to our two Monache State
Mm-hmm.
qualifying wrestlers. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you guys again soon. Have a good night.
Good night.